Let's get crazy. Stay tuned. We got Crazy Train coming. Alright, hey everybody. DJ back here with the Razor Company. Doing another shave-in chat here. And today I'm featuring Crazy Train by Hoffmans. This is a tribute to the late, great Ozzy Osbourne. Just a great label right there. There's the pour. Great scent. I got the matching splash as well. As soon as this came out, I knew I had to get it for a number of reasons, and I'll get into that as we go. For the rest of the gear, I am going to be using the TRC titanium razor, which is a absolutely great razor. I'm working with a lot of growth, so I know this mows it down pretty good with a platinum Tatra blade. And I will be using the Purple Herald, the TRC Herald here, which is, I love these brushes, and I figure matchy looks very good. And I got one of these synthetic Nox in here. I can't remember which one it is, but looks very well. And I already got this whipped up here in my AKA Regal bowl. So yeah, let's get this shave started. The scent notes on here are quite good. A lot different than what you would think. It's supposed to start out with some citrus, like some lemon, some guaiac wood. I don't exactly know what guaiac wood is, but then it's supposed to go into some spicy coriander, which is what I do get. It's got a really spicy kind of and then into some moss. So yeah, it's got a spicy kind of woody, earthy tone to it, and I think some patchouli in there as well. Definitely get like a almost an incense vibe to it. Definitely, I could see this smelling like something that Ozzy would have probably used or smelled like back in like the 70s, 80s, kicking back, relaxing, rocking out. Yeah, it's an all-around great scent. So yeah, let's get this shave going here. I knew I was gonna get this one for the nostalgia in itself. I myself have been a rock and heavy metal fan my whole life. I'm a music fan in general, but rock and heavy metal have always been there for me, and Ozzy was one of the first heavy metal acts that got me into rock. The album No More Tears was the very first heavy metal album I ever owned. My dad bought it for me when I was in, I want to say 7th grade. Before that I had listened to rock music. I had some really cool camp counselors in 5th grade that played Metallica a lot, and those guys were cool, but it wasn't until I really heard Ozzy that really I made the transition from like rap and hip hop into rock and heavy metal. I was raised mostly by my dad, so I did listen to a lot of oldies. I grew up listening to the Beatles and a lot of 70s rock, like Boston and Journey and acts like that. And like I said, it wasn't until I got Ozzy's No More Tears that I really got into heavy metal. So then, of course, I had to go back and start listening to all the previous Ozzy stuff, all of the stuff from Crazy Train, of course, you know, and then even before that with Black Sabbath, Bark at the Moon, Diary of a Madman, you name it, you know. So when I seen that Hoffmans came out with this and they decided to stock it at the Razor Company, there was no way I could pass this up. Again, it's a very kind of a polarizing scent, a little bit of an incense vibe going on, but it is enjoyable. Very 70-ish, 80s kind of scent going on. Kind of spicy, and as I've said before, I'm not great with scent notes. I just know that I like what I like, and I actually happen to like the scent. Hoffmans has been releasing a lot of scents at the Razor Company. I got a couple of new ones. This one being one of them. The other one that I might feature on the channel later on. First pass. I have had the pleasure of seeing Ozzy live in concert on a couple of occasions. I think twice by himself or as a solo act, and twice with Black Sabbath. And as much as I enjoy him as a solo act, I think I actually enjoy the Black Sabbath even more. Just something about him with Tony Iommi, Geezer Butler, and Bill Ward was still drumming at the time with them when I seen them live, and it was just absolutely fantastic. I'll never forget seeing him. And as old as he was still on stage rocking out until the end. Even though he couldn't stand, he knew where he wanted to be, and he loved that stage. And every time I seen him, he sounded great. So this shave is for Ozzy. Again, he will be missed. And I'm glad I did get to see him when I did. Puts it in perspective when your childhood heroes are getting up in age and they're moving on, whether they're retiring or passing on to their next life. So it's kind of interesting to. I was very happy when Robert came out with this tribute. He also came out with a Hulk Hogan tribute, which I was a wrestling fan growing up. Wasn't the biggest Hulk Hogan fan though. I was more in the era of Bret the Hitman Hart. He was my favorite growing up. But Hulk Hogan was there. I just wasn't the biggest Hulk Hogan fan. Or else I might have gotten that one too. Nobody's ever used one of these Razor Company razors. I highly recommend them. They're a great introductory razor for anything really. I mean, the aluminum, you're looking at $50 for a good quality aluminum razor. Stainless steel, I think you're looking at $80. And for 80 bucks on a stainless steel razor, that's just American made. That's crazy. And the titanium one, don't think it's in stock right now, but if I remember, I think it was like 170. And that's unreal. That's a steal for titanium. Absolute steal. Especially as efficient and smooth these razors are. I'm pretty sure the titanium only comes in the plus plate or the aggressive plate. I can't remember what he calls it. But the aluminum and the stainless steel, I believe have two different plates. You can get the plus or the standard. And the standard plate is great too. I went with the titanium today because I have a little bit more growth than normal. I want to really take it down. Not a lot of people talk about Hoffman's base, but Robert, the proprietor of Hoffman's Grooming here, he makes some great products. Very highly underrated. Very strong scents. If you're somebody who likes strong scents, definitely go with some Hoffmans. I have my fair share of Hoffman's products. And Robert is a very nice guy to talk to. Him and I kind of bonded over and he I don't think he'd mind me saying this because he's said it before. He has ADHD, and both my daughter and I both have ADHD. And when he came out with his ADHD soaps, bringing awareness to them, of course I got them. So far he's came out with 2 of them. Which I believe both of them the razor company carries, one of them being called Daydreams and the other one being called Avalon Dreams. Daydreams is more of a gourmand scent. Kind of has a scent of like a graham cracker. To where Avalon Dreams is more of a sweeter tobacco type scent. Both of them were great, but I bought the Daydreams one for my daughter. Even though she can't shave yet, she's too young to shave, but I've said before, my daughter likes to pretend shave while I real shave. So sometimes we'll do that together. She'll use her Daydreams soap and I'll use my Avalon Dream soap, and we'll have a shave for us ADHD people. Getting back to this Ozzy one though, yeah, it's a very, like I said, very 70s, 80s style scent. Not cologne-y, so you're not getting a cologne-y type vibe out of it. Like I said, more of an incense, patchouli, spicy, woody, I guess, type scent. But it's definitely reminds me, or makes me, I should say, think of something. If I was to meet Ozzy in his heyday, that's what Ozzy would smell like. Definitely. I think he hit that one on the head. Good old Prince of Darkness. Check out some Hoffmans products though at your the next time you're on TRC's website. It's got a lot of good ones, especially for the holidays. He likes to do a lot of Halloween scents. One of his most popular scents is Evil Pumpkin, and it's actually my wife's favorite scent probably. But he just came out with Evil Pumpkin 2. Which is supposed to have a bourbon note, I guess. So it's slightly different than the first Evil Pumpkin. So again, that one might be interesting to pick up. And I got a couple little nicks with that razor, so I am going to use the TRC alum stick. There for a second. Great shave. Get some Thayer's Cucumber Witch Hazel here. And of course, matching Crazy Train Splash. Oh, yeah. Last but not least, followed up with some Zingari Man Sago Bomb. Alright. Well, again, thank you for watching this. I'm a little wet there. That was my tribute to Ozzy. All metalheads should be thankful for Ozzy Osbourne. Again, rest in peace, Ozzy, and until next time, yeah, happy shaves. We'll see you on the next one.